How y'all doing?
Good.
Yeah, this came about a couple years ago when Sharon, one of my former teammates, Mr. Wright, first got struck with cancer, pancreatic cancer, and then he turned around. He was having some fun with his kids and ended up catching MRSA, and had to end up getting one of his legs amputated. I was there for him. You know, like I said, Sharon was a good teammate of mine. I recruited Sharon, and I do celebrity golf tournaments, fundraisers for other organizations around from South Carolina, Georgia, to Tennessee. I try to figure out what I could do to help, help Sharon. So I dedicated my golf tournament to him. Last year was our first year in Clemson history. Y'all all know that said we're gonna bring all the former guys back to do a golf tournament to help raise money for one of our players, help Sharon out. As you know, it's going through COVID at that time, but we finally got it done in August. To get it done, it turned out real good. We had a lot of guys that showed back up for the cause to help Sharon get his wheelchair, his prosthetic leg. So I just went ahead this year with Mr. Brian. He's a former guy that played on the Bowden, came out in 2007. Like Chap was saying, my biggest thing is all about giving back. You know, I came to Clemson. Everybody knows my story, but I was always a giver. Then two, you got the old heads. We call it the old heads, and the young. Dabo's doing a wonderful job. The basketball team doing a wonderful job. New facilities, everything look real nice. So this is an opportunity for us to come back home, bring the old guys back from the 81, the 90s, come back and have fun, see the new campus, reunion weekend, but at the same time help one of our others. This year we picked out Brian to do that. His story is unique. As being a former player, you feel kind of strange, guy go to sleep, wake up dizzy, feeling kind of dizzy on your way to the hospital, and you lose all feeling from your neck down. We can relate to that. We see people get concussions playing football, basketball. So we picked Brian out this year to bless him and his family. We got quite a few guys this year. It's growing. It's going to be an annual event. It's our second annual. So we're going to every year bless one of our former players that's in need. A couple local charities in the area. We'll be bringing back all the former players and trying to mix the 70s, the 80s, the 90s with the 2000s. So that's one of the reasons we started this, and God put it on my heart to do it. Because I'm good at what I do, not just playing basketball, but helping others. So that's one of the biggest reasons we got this started.
Were you surprised at all by how strong the support was and the reception right out of the gate, not only from former basketball players, but also football players and coaches?
Well, no, I wasn't really surprised because let me tell y'all this. We was just talking about it last night at the hotel with Homer and all of us. When we played basketball here at KB, Clemson's a football school. When Coach Ellis came in and when we played basketball that 80, 90 year, we had a great season. We used to work out the football players. We had Jervay. We worked out, we ran, we saw each other every day. So we ate at Saletta, we all ate together. The football team used to come support us. We have home basketball, it'd be 34 of them sitting in the stands. And we all used to go to their games. So that showed me, even when they recruited me when I came here, about the family. A lot of people don't understand, you go to schools, and I visit a lot of schools. You got football over there, basketball over there, they don't even know each other. One time, and they don't, but that's different here. So I didn't have no problem. I picked up the phone. The reason I picked up the phone called football guy, because I went to school with him and we related to each other. Hey, LeVon, can you show up? Yeah, Buck, I'll be there, man. Hey, Ash, can you show up? Hey, Coach, I even called Coach Ford. Hey, Coach Ford, can you show up? Oh, big Buck, you know how he is. Yeah, I'll be there. He don't do too many events. He's actually, him and Coach Ford, Coach Ellis, and Coach Jim Davis are going to be our ambassadors for the tournament. This is alumni weekend. This is for all the former players. But no, I wasn't shocked for that. I knew they would step up and ring the bell.
How did you hear about Brian's story and make that connection with him to get this going?
Well, me as a player that played here, I'm a Clemson fan. I love Clemson. I'm living in Tennessee. I'm in SEC country. They hate me up there. But I keep up with softball, baseball, basketball, football, even today. I mean, I get emails every day. Because I graduated, I'm still part of Clemson. So, you know, Miss Wren, she works in the football. She send me emails of guys. We saw I email somebody die or sick, cancer. That's what we do behind the scenes that y'all don't know nothing about. You know, we are family, man. And I'm telling you, somebody's sick, we praying for them, or we doing what we can do to help them.
What is it about Clemson that promotes that family atmosphere and makes everybody so close?
I think it's the what you call it, the hospitality, the southern hospitality. You know, when you're in a small town, Clemson is the school, the town. So you ain't got no big city, you ain't got too many people. Like, you go down to Gamecock, you're in the big city, so you got, Clemson is Clemson. You here, you come to school here, ain't nothing to do, go to school and go downtown. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think that's another thing that kept us together. And, you know, we support everybody, because we got to support you, because ain't too many people, but you know, the football always been good. Even back when Coach Ford, they always been good. And I'm so proud of Dabo, what he's done. He took us over the top. But you can't have the future if you ain't got the past, guys.
What have you learned about Brian's spirit and attitude?
I talked to Brian last night. He will be here. But Brian will be here about, I think he's coming in at 2:30, 3 o'clock. So he can't stay out too long and everything. So he will be here. Y'all get a chance to talk to him. Him and his wife and his little sons come. But Brian is a fighter, man. Look, I talked to Brian. You can tell he's a diehard football. He loves Clemson. Most people lay down and feel sorry about themselves. Brian is pushing. He said he's going to walk again. He's got some movement. But, you know, I always say that's that athlete in him, you know, the drive. But he got good spirit. He's actually went to his son's graduation, his little boy. I talked to him. He called me right after they got through graduation. I thought that was so sweet. And he was outside, his son, you know, throwing the football. I said, I'm tripping. Like, you know, he's still being a dad. You got to love it, man. You got to love it. You got to love his spirit.
When was the first time that you met